WWE Royal Rumble took place tonight in Houston, Texas from Minute Maid Park. And watching this show was very difficult because I couldn't concentrate on the show. Whenever I watch big wrestling shows, I want to be fully invested, in particular big WWE shows. I couldn't put my full interest into this show because I was just still shocked and still, really distraught about the Kobe Bryant news. He passed away today. It's a tragedy. You can watch my full tribute to him in my previous video. I don't usually do non-wrestling topics, but I just felt really compelled to because he's such a big figure and he's such an important figure in the world of sports and the world of pop culture. And some people around the world know him and admired him. I just felt the need to, and I grew up watching him, So I did a full tribute to Kobe Bryant. I hope you can watch my video. It's previous. You can just go on my feed. It's the video before this, so hopefully you can watch it. Now, getting to the Royal Rumble, so you had the kickoff show, you had the panel, you had Christian on there, Charlie Caruso, David Otunga, Jonathan Coachman. They all looked really sad. They were quiet. And I think I had to with Kobe Bryant. I mean, again, this really affects a lot of people. They discussed some of the matches. They had Kayla Braxton interview Bayley backstage. Eventually, you went to the opening fall, which is Sheamus and Shorty G. We knew who was going to win this. It was just kind of, all right, paint by the numbers. We know what's going to happen. Let's get this over with. And of course, Sheamus defeats Shorty G, and he gets his win in a meaningless match. They go back to the panel, and they run down the lineup for the pay-per-view. Next, you go to the United States Championship. You have Andrade with Zelina Vega against Humberto Carrillo. It's funny, Zelina Vega and Lana, they did some Instagram post, I guess, teasing Liv Morgan. Zelina Vega teasing Liv Morgan. I'm sure Liv Morgan's probably excited for that as everyone else would be. I don't know, but it was strange. Anyway, they had a pretty good match. It was a Raw match, though. I see it like a million times in Raw. We know it was going to happen. Andrade got the win. He got a sunset flip, and he got the win over Carrillo. Solid matchup, just nothing really means much. It's something we see on Raw every week. So they show Renee Young on commentary talking about the show with R-Truth. They go Charlotte. She was interviewed backstage by, I think, Charlie Caruso or Kayla Braxton, one of those two. Or, maybe it was Sarah. I don't know. One of them interviewed her. She cuts a good promo, and of course she would win. Then you had Kofi interviewed by Kayla Braxton. He cuts a decent promo as well. He wants to go to WrestleMania, and that would not happen, however. Finally, we get to the video package, and it's a really good opener with Stone Cold Steve Austin. He narrates the Royal Rumble match with his thick Southern accent. It's a perfect fit for Austin in the Royal Rumble. He should do it more. I really like the video package. We start the show, unfortunately, on a Falls Count Anywhere match. Roman Reigns against Baron Corbin. It's just exactly what I expected. Pretty much that. They fight all throughout the crowd. They go in there quickly, and they just brawl. It's just a long brawl. It goes on, never ends. Just very long. It was what it was. I was not too into it. It went on far too long, in my opinion. I thought it could have been cut off a good 5 minutes. It just went on forever. So once they find the crowd, they just make their way, find the production area. They fight through tables. I think Reigns gives Corbin 2 Samoan drops through 2 tables. And they continue to fight. They fight up some camera stands, almost like, what's that match? Undertaker and Triple H, WrestleMania 17. That's what I kind of thought about it, which actually was in Houston, Texas, by the way. That's what I was thinking when they were fighting on the production stands. We didn't get to see a big bump. However, things turn around once Dolph Ziggler and Bobby Roode get involved. They jump Roman Reigns, and we all know what's happens next. The Usos come out. They make the save for Roman Reigns. They fight off Ziggler and Roode, and of course, they fight off. And there's a big spot in which Jim Uso does the Uso dive onto the other 3. It is onto Roode, Ziggler, and Jey Uso, I believe, taking them all out. Hit it from a platform, and that was the big spot. He had Reigns and Corbin continue to fight. Reigns locks Corbin in the bathroom like a porta potty. That's what was it Strowman did to Kevin Owens a couple years ago, but there was no blue fluid this time, which is good. But they did the whole thing when Reigns knocks it over, a comedy spot. Then they fight to the dugout, but they never go into the dugout. I thought, oh, cool, they're going to go into the dugout. That'd be a cool moment. Instead, they fight on top of the structure, on top of the dugout, so they're not actually in there. They continue to fight there, and Reigns gives Corbin the big spear, and that's it. Roman Reigns gets the win, as everyone expected. We go backstage and we see Sonya Deville and Mandy Rose, and Mandy is looking great, interviewed by Kayla Braxton, who also looks great as usual. And she's interviewing them, and Sonya Deville makes a comment saying if it comes to her and Mandy Rose as the final two, she will eliminate herself to give Mandy the win. Of course, that did not really play out that way. We go back on the commentary, and Michael Cole gives WWE's official condolences to Kobe Bryant. Very necessary. This guy's such a big figure, such a huge figure. You have to do this. I mean, some people might say, well, he's not a wrestler. Look, this guy is such a figure. This needs to be done. I'm really glad he did it. It's very classy of them. Man, it's just so sad. I couldn't keep my focus on this show. I just kept thinking, oh my God, Kobe Bryant's gone. What the hell? Oh man, just terrible news. I was just devastated by it the whole day. I really had to tough, man. I shed tears. Oh man, I cried. It's it was so hard to keep my focus on Rumble, but I tried to enjoy the show. And wrestling is such a good escape. I'm just reading the comments from people on Twitter. They're saying, wrestling saved me. I was depressed. I was suicidal. I was so down. Wrestling helps me. It's a great escape, and I think WWE did that today. And not, just tonight what happened to Kobe, but in general, when people go through bad things, wrestling is a really good escape. So I think WWE does a very good job of that. So eventually, we get to the Women's Royal Rumble, and so I don't know how I feel. I thought it was okay. I liked it in the beginning. However, I just felt like it was a match that was weird. People who we wanted to see were not there. We didn't get to see women who I think a lot of people wanted to see, including Sasha Banks and Ronda Rousey. Ronda was not confirmed, so I don't know, but Sasha, she was on the poster. She's right there. You can even see her on the poster. See, it has her. She's right next. She's in between Alexa Bliss to her left and Becky Lynch to her right, and Charlotte's there. She's right on the front poster. You can see her. Oh, she's very visible there. She's right close to the center. I just don't get why she was not here. I thought, okay, she's not going to be in this match because they don't want to get Charlotte booed if Charlotte eliminates her. That's what I was thinking. So she was going to help Bayley beat Lacey Evans. No, I didn't see that. I guess she's injured. That's my only thought. I don't know why Sasha Banks was not on the show. If it's going to be Sasha and Bayley at WrestleMania, you may as well have Sasha on the show because you can set up that match. You can have Sasha help Bayley win, but I don't know. It's a mess. Anyway, we started off, number one is Alexa Bliss, who I predicted on my predictions. I said she would come in at number one. Alexa Bliss comes out as number one. And she also posted a tweet about Kobe, too, and all of them did. All the wrestlers did. Carmella, too. She was a cheerleader for the Los Angeles Lakers. So, yeah. Anyway, she comes in. She gets a decent pop. Number two is Bianca Belair, which is a good surprise, and she got a huge showcase. She was the one they really looked to put over here, and the reason is I think they have big plans for Bianca Belair. She's somebody's going to get called up the night after WrestleMania, I assume, Raw or SmackDown that week, and I don't think it makes much sense to call her up now because she'll get lost in the show. I think her and Shayna Baszler are the ones who got the big focuses in this match. I think they're both being groomed for success on the main roster. They could put one on Raw, one on SmackDown, but I assume both of them will be called up after WrestleMania. So Alexa and Bianca have a good fight. I really want to see Bianca lift up Alexa Bliss because she's so tiny. Bianca is so strong, and do the military press where she lifts you up like 10 times. Go watch the video of her doing it to Candice LeRae a couple years ago. It blew me away when I first saw it. And Candice is small, not as small as Alexa, but she's small, but she just picked up Candice LeRae like she was nothing, just lifted over her head 10 times in a military press position. Let's see her do that to Alexa. She could probably do it like 30 times with Alexa because she's the smallest woman. But we didn't get to see that. They teased it. But they fight. Number three is Mighty Molly, who's Molly Holly. That was a cool moment seeing Mighty Molly. That was really nice. She got a good pop. 4 was Nikki Cross, and her and Alexa would work together against the other two. And then, of course, everyone gets laid out. Lana comes in at number 5. Who cares? She talks for a while. Mercedes Martinez comes in at number 6, which was a nice, pleasant surprise. I was not expecting to see her in the Rumble. I thought that was really cool. She did well here. Number 7 is Liv Morgan, who was looking really good, I have to say, but Lana gets eliminated quickly by Liv Morgan. She goes right in the ring and quickly eliminates Lana, and then she gets on the rope, on the top rope, and she's above the ring now. She's above the top rope, and that's where Lana eliminates Liv Morgan. So Liv and Lana eliminate each other, and they brawl. They have a fight. They have to have security guards break it up, and they basically just set up the match on Raw tomorrow. Number 8's Mandy Rose, and she's wearing the hottest gear ever. It's like, what the fuck, her gear? Holy crap, that was crazy. 9 is Candice LeRae. Decent ovation. I like Candice LeRae. Then, of course, Bianca Belair would eliminate Molly Holly, which would she'd go on a rampage. The amount of people she'd eliminate. Then she eliminated Molly Holly. And she eliminated Alexa Bliss was about to eliminate Mandy Rose, but all of a sudden Otis comes up from under the ring, and Mandy lands right on Otis, on top of him, and he saves her. 11 is Sonya Deville. And this goes kind of south when Sonya comes in at 10. Her and Mandy team up and they eliminate Mercedes Martinez. And then Mandy and Sonya are about to eliminate, I think it's Bliss, if I'm not mistaken. And Mandy's on the apron. Sonya goes for a punch, and the girl ducks, and she actually hits Mandy. She falls off, but Otis catches Mandy, and Mandy is saved. Then Sonya gets thrown off to the top rope on the apron. She's right on top, above Mandy, and she gets hit, and she falls into Mandy and into Otis, and they both fall to the ground, and both their feet hit the ground. So Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville are both eliminated. That would happen kind of crazy. It was pretty cool, actually, the spot. You had Kairi Sane enter at 11, you had Mia Yim enter at 12, Bianca Belair would eliminate Nikki Cross. Then the Sonya and Mandy spot happened. Dana Brooke comes in at number 13. Bianca Belair eliminates Candice LeRae, so she takes her out. He had Alexa Bliss eliminate Kairi Sane, so those two are really getting featured, Alexa and Bianca. Then you had Tamina make her grand return at number 14, Pockets, and she's eliminated quickly by Bianca Belair, which was pretty surprising. They gave her nothing. 15 is Dakota Kai. She comes out, and then during that time, Alexa Bliss eliminates Mia Yim by punching her off the apron. 16 is Chelsea Green. She comes in quickly, and she throws out Dakota Kai, and you have this crazy sequence where Chelsea first takes out Dakota, then Alexa eliminates Dakota Kai, then Bianca, and then Dana tries to eliminate Alexa, but Bianca eliminates Dana Brooke, so Dana's gone. And then you have a good battle between Alexa Bliss and Bianca Belair. They fight for a while. We didn't get to see that military press spot. I really wanted to see. I just want to see Bianca Belair do that to Alexa Bliss, just lift her up. But they have a good battle. They fight on the apron. Alexa starts using Bianca's hair for leverage. I thought that was really cool. However, Bianca uses her hair and she throws Alexa, and she just crushes her. She goes right into the turnbuckle, the exposed on the outside, and she's thrown out, and Alexa Bliss is eliminated. I just thought, oh my god, Alexa Bliss has a concussion. Her body went bam. It was like a loud pop, like, oh, she has a concussion for sure. She's out again. Holy shit. Then once Alexa's out, Charlotte comes out. Her and Bianca have a good stare down. They have a quick match. Nice, quick, they go back and forth. 18 is Naomi, who makes her big return. She gets a decent pop. She has an afro now. She fights with Charlotte and Bianca. And then Beth Phoenix comes out. Number 19, not really a return. She's on commentary, so she's we'll see her, I guess, every Rumble. She gets a decent ovation. 20 is Toni Storm, which I was really excited to see her. She comes in, makes her first main roster appearance. I think they'll push her. I really hope they know what they have in Toni Storm, but it doesn't seem like that. Charlotte Flair then would finally eliminate Bianca Belair, taking her out of the match. So Bianca has a great run. She has a great showcase, but Charlotte eliminates her. Next, Kelly comes in, and during this time, when Kelly came in, I thought it was a joke because they made Toni Storm sell for Kelly, which I think is fucking stupid. She does the awful Totoro look, just looks horrendous every time. It looks like the worst thing ever, and she does a stink face to Toni Storm, and Toni Storm has to sell a stink face to Kelly. Get this diva shit out of here. That was awful. And during this time, Beth Phoenix tried to eliminate Charlotte Flair. And she was kicking Charlotte. I think she hit her in the tits a couple of times. But I don't know what happened. Her back of her head is so bleeding. It's so bad. There's a massive cut in the back of her head. And it's like Ric Flair where his hair dyes red. All of Beth's blonde hair is dyed red. So there's a huge blonde streak, and there's just a massive, nasty cut in the back of her head. I don't know what happened there. It was strange. And finally, at number 22, Sarah Logan would come out. And when Sarah Logan comes out, Charlotte would eliminate Kelly. Thank God. Then she would eliminate Sarah Logan as well. 23 is Natalya, and she would form an alliance with Beth Phoenix, and they would be reunited. 24 was Zia Lee, who comes out. 25, you get to see Zelina Vega, which is great. 26 was Shotzi Blackheart, and once they all enter the Rumble, they kind of just go in there. They hit their moves quickly. 27 is Carmella. She, as I said, she was a cheerleader for the Los Angeles Lakers, so I'm sure she's pretty sad about the news today. 28, Tegan Knox. Cool to see her in. At that time, everyone battled. Here's where everything went to shit. 29 is Santina Marella. I didn't want to watch. Once you do that, you know what? This is such a joke. This is diva garbage. Get this out. This was just horrendous. He gives himself to Cobra and gets out. Go away, Santino. I never want to see you again. You are awful. Finally, so at this time, there's no Sasha Banks. No sight of Sasha. No mention of Sasha. Her face is on the Rumble. Everyone thinks she's in this match. No Sasha Banks. She was my pick to win, so no Sasha. No Ronda Rousey. She's obviously not going to be there. No Nia Jax, who I thought could be there. No Ruby Riott. I thought she could return, so no one's there. And all I can think was Beth Phoenix. What the hell happened? Like, how can she be cut that bad? Did someone take a razor blade and cut her in the back of the head? It's weird. Anyway, 30s, Shayna Baszler comes out, and she's obviously going to go on the rampage. She destroys everybody. She takes everyone out. First, she takes out Zia Lee. Then she takes Tegan Knox out. Then she throws Zelina Vega over the top rope, strangles her, chokes her unconscious, takes her out. Naomi makes a bridge to get back in the ring, but it didn't last. At this time, Naomi was on the outside. Actually, she was eliminated. She did a big Kofi spot. There was no Kofi spot this year, so Naomi got the Kofi spot this year. Anyway, Shayna Baszler then eliminated Toni Storm, which she deserved a better showing. She didn't really get a good one. She got out. Then Naomi and Baszler got into a scuffle, but Naomi is thrown out. She gets tossed out by Baszler. She's destroying everyone. At that time, she would eliminate more. She takes out Carmella. She takes out Tegan Knox. That's 7 people there. Zelina, Shotzi, she eliminates her too. She beat her again. To recap, it was Zelina, Shotzi, Carmella, Choni, Zia, Tegan, and Naomi. And then you'd have Beth Phoenix eliminate Natalya to take her out. They do the turn that happened. That same spot happened in the men later. Then you had Shayna Baszler eliminate Beth Phoenix, and hopefully she gets stitched up. And then it comes to Charlotte and Shayna. Shayna is able to throw Charlotte over the top rope, but Charlotte hangs on. It's basically the Shawn Michaels spot from '95. Charlotte is still doing the Shawn spot. It was a cool spot where it looked like Shayna was going to eliminate Charlotte, but Charlotte holds on. Eventually, Charlotte gets her legs up and she gets over Shayna's head and she throws Shayna over the top rope and gets in. And Charlotte Flair eliminates Shayna Baszler. She's your winner. She wins the 2020 Royal Rumble. I think she faces Becky Lynch at WrestleMania. Pretty obvious. No Ronda. I think you can save Shayna after WrestleMania. I think Charlotte's still a bigger match than Shayna. Shayna's just not a big star, so I guess you can have Shayna attack Becky or maybe Charlotte after Raw, whoever wins the match at WrestleMania. But we're just clearly getting Charlotte Becky at Mania in a singles match. And it's 20 years since Ric Flair won in '92. A lot of people were mad Charlotte won. I wasn't too angry. I didn't know, why didn't we didn't get Ron, we didn't get Sasha, we didn't get Ruby returning, we didn't get Nia Jax, we didn't get Ronda. I thought we could have seen a lot more. It was just basically an NXT match with WWE main roster because they had no one. They're all in title matches, or there's the Iconics, they weren't there. There was a lot of them they could have used here, and they didn't use anyone. It was strange. After the match, Charlie Cruz interviewed Charlotte Flair. She basically turns heel on the crowd because they were booing her, and basically, we know it's Becky Charlotte at Mania. Go backstage, Kayla Braxton interviews Baron Corbin. It was quick. Thankfully, it was over. Still, at this time in the show, I'm still in shock. Kobe is gone. I'm really stunned. Next, you go to the SmackDown Women's Championship. Bayley faces Lacey Evans. No one cared about this match. They had no interest. This was a SmackDown match. It was okay. I wanted it to end. I thought for sure this is where we're going to see Sasha Banks. Bayley is there. She's going to be in trouble. Lacey's going to win. The referee's going to go down, and Sasha's going to help Bayley win. She's going to attack Lacey, and Bayley's going to get the win. And then eventually Sasha will turn on Bayley for Mania. No sight of Sasha Banks. I guess she's hurt. I don't know what her stupid rap album is. I don't care about your stupid rap album. I don't know why we can't see Sasha Banks. Where is Sasha? Anyway, Bayley won with the roll-up after Lacey missed the moonsault. Bayley keeps the title. Very uneventful match. She's still your champion. Next, I thought we went to the match of the night. WWE Universal Championship defended in a leather strap match, and this is not a four-corner strap match. And this is the kind of strap match where you can only win by pinfall or submission. No red light. Thank God. The red light's gone. So it's Bryan and the Fiend. The match was very long. You knew Bryan wasn't going to win, but it still delivered. It was very good. To be honest, I still prefer their 2014 match they had 6 years ago. I thought that was the better match overall. But this was still pretty decent. It was something where you just knew Daniel Bryan, there was no chance he was going to win, but like you wanted him to, and you almost believed at 1 minute. So Bryan getting his ass kicked. There's so much vault on Daniel Bryan's back. It's just a brutal strap beating. He's hitting him, lighting him up with the welts. There's just welts all over his body from the strap marks. However, Daniel Bryan makes a comeback. There was a cool suicide dive spot in the beginning. Daniel starts to fight the Fiend. The Fiend starts to retreat. The Fiend starts to show some weakness. Daniel Bryan hits his finisher. The Fiend kicks out. He hits it again. He can't put the Fiend away. He eventually gets a really great spell where he gets the yes lock onto the Fiend, and he puts the strap over the Fiend's mouth, which looked great. But the Fiend survives again. The Fiend continues to battle. They trade finishers. However, the Fiend gets his face in Daniel Bryan's mouth. He hits a chokeslam, gets him in the claw position. 1, 2, 3. The Fiend defeats Daniel Bryan, retains the Universal title, so he's still champ. I still prefer the match they had 6 years ago. I thought this was a hell of a match. No way Roman Reigns is going to have a good match as the Fiend did. That Daniel Bryan had the Fiend tonight. This is the best he can get out of the Fiend. I thought Daniel Bryan got the best out of him without question. Daniel Bryan's helped to the back after the match. He collapses twice, but he's able to make it to the back. The vaults are pretty bad. They announced the attendance record of 42,175. Next, we go to the Raw Women's Championship. Becky Lynch against Asuka, and this was impossible to follow Bray Wyatt and Daniel Bryan. You knew this wasn't going to be very good. I've had to follow that. It was too late in the show, and there was no way Asuka was going to win, and the crowd was not too into the beginning, but I thought that really picked up in the third act. At first, it's kind of boring. It's like, all right, I've seen this a million times. It's like a Raw match. Asuka gets the heat. Becky tries to make a comeback. Asuka cuts her off. Kairi Sane didn't play too much of a role in the match, to be honest. She was on the outside. Asuka and Becky, there was a cool spot where there's like a rock bottom for the middle rope, which was pretty cool. They have some near falls. However, Asuka nearly KOs Becky. She hits her with a big side kick, and they basically teased Becky was unconscious. She was unable to answer the count. The match is over. Becky can't continue. However, Becky is able to survive. She grabs the referee's leg once she's about to ring the bell. Becky survives, then she gets hit with another kick. I think, oh, holy shit, it's over. Asuka's going to win. 1, 2, Becky kicks out at 2 3/4. Crazy. Becky survives. Becky continues to fight back. She makes her big baby face come back. She basically backs up. Asuka kicks her. Becky won't quit. Then eventually the referee gets distracted. Asuka goes for the mist, but Becky kicks Asuka in the gut, and Asuka's forced to spit the mist up in the air, and then she gets mist in her face. Becky then gets to disarm her. Asuka tries to fight out. Becky holds it in, sinks it in, and Asuka taps out. Becky Lynch retains the Raw Women's Championship. She goes on to WrestleMania to face Charlotte Flair. That's where we're going. So they go to something with the Street Profits backstage. Didn't really care for that. Booker T is introduced in Houston, Texas. He gets a decent pop. He's doing commentary. Rusev and Lashley got into a brawl, so they're both out of the match. That's good. So we get to the men's Royal Rumble. Brock Lesnar, the WWE champion, is your number one entrant. He comes out. Number 2 is Elias. Elias sings. Brock comes in, kills Elias. Elias is out. 1 elimination. Eric Rowan comes out. Brock eliminates him in 8 seconds. 2nd elimination. Then you have Robert Roode. F5, quick elimination. Brock eliminates him. 3. John Morrison comes in. Brock does a belly to back suplex over the top rope. Eliminates him. That's 4. Kofi comes in. He survives initially. He gets beat up, but he survives initially. 7 is Rey Mysterio. Him and Kofi make an alliance, but again, Brock's starting to get wind here. However, the end is near. 8, Big E. He's able to get Kofi and Ray on his side, and they go after Brock. 3 versus 1. This is it. Brock's in trouble. They all hit their finishers on Brock, but Brock just eliminates all 3. He gets all of them out one by one. First was Biggie and Ray. Then he takes out Kofi, so not good for Kofi. Number 9 is Cesaro. 6 years too late. Could have feuded with Brock Lesnar 6 years ago. Not now. Brock kills Cesaro. F5. 10 is Shelton Benjamin. They tease a reunion because they were former teammates at the University of Minnesota in wrestling. However, once they are teasing it, Brock changes his focus, throws Shelton Benjamin out. Shelton's out. 11, Nakamura, the winner of the Royal Rumble 2 years ago, 2018. Wow, that was ages ago. He is out quickly. Brock crushes Nakamura. 13th, Keith Lee. He doesn't get buried. He's in the match for a while. However, his time was numbered. 14, Braun Strowman. He does the whole big thing to Keith Lee on the outside. He goes after Brock. Him and Keith Lee turn on each other when Brock's gassed. He's on the ring. However, Brock eliminates Keith Lee and Braun, giving him 13 eliminations. So, 15 is Ricochet. Ricochet goes after Brock. He survived initially. 16, however, is Drew McIntyre, and he's your winner. Once he came out, I saw that guy is winning this match. Then Ricochet hits a low blow to Lesnar, and Drew McIntyre hits a vicious Claymore kick. Brock goes over the top rope. Brock is out cold. Heyman's in shock, and McIntyre continues to stare down Lesnar while he's out cold. So McIntyre eliminates Lesnar, and of course he's going to win this match and face Lesnar at WrestleMania. Then Drew McIntyre eliminates Ricochet, and Brock slowly starts to recover every single time. Once McIntyre eliminated Ricochet, he went back to look at Brock. Brock slowly starts to retrieve. Miz comes out. Drew eliminates the Miz. He looks back at Brock, and Brock eventually leaves. And Brock's been crushed. So that's clearly where we're going. 18, AJ Styles. Him and Drew have a match. Go back and forth. 19, Dolph Ziggler. 20, Carl Anderson. 21, Edge makes his grand return to the WWE. What an amazing moment. He spears everyone. This was great. He does the pyro. The crowd goes nuts. He was in tears. This is an amazing moment. Edge is back. He signed a 3-year deal, if I'm not mistaken. He's back with the company. That is awesome. I'm really happy to see him back. He retired 9 years ago in 2011. I thought for sure he was done because of the stenosis, but he is back with the company. What an amazing moment. He goes on a rampage, spears everyone. He's there. That was great. 22 is King Corbin. Edge eliminates AJ Styles once Baron Corbin comes into the match. And they clearly set that up for WrestleMania. I think we're clearly getting Edge and AJ Styles at WrestleMania. That's a damn good match. Matt Riddle comes in at number 23, and the way he was treated is bullshit. Corbin eliminates him quickly. Biggest bullshit ever. 24 is Luke Gallows. So once Gallows comes in, Drew McIntyre eliminates Baron Corbin. Thank God. 25, Randy Orton and Rated RKO would reunite. They eliminate DLC together. Orton and Edge take out Gallows and Anderson. 26 is Roman Reigns. He gets some boos. He quickly eliminates Dolph Ziggler. 27 is Kevin Owens. He hits the Stone Cold Stunner a few times. 28, Aleister Black. He's in there. He hits a vicious black mask to Drew McIntyre. 29 is Samoa Joe. And then 30 is Seth Rollins. He comes up with a stable, which is Buddy Murphy, Akam, and Razor, the authors of Pain. They're together. It looks like, he might win this. However, that did not happen. So once his stable gets involved, they help him eliminate Aleister Black. Then he eliminates Kevin Owens, and he eliminates Samoa Joe. So all of them are out. However, Black, Owens, and Joe then fight the other 3. They fight the AOP and Buddy Murphy, and they go to the back, and Rollins is left all alone with the final 4, which was Edge, Roman Reigns, Randy Orton, and Drew McIntyre. And all of them destroy Seth Rollins. He takes all their finishers. They throw Rollins out. It comes down to the final 4, Roman, Drew, Orton, and Edge. And they go back and forth. You knew Drew was going to win. First, RKO is reunited. RKO is reunited. However, Orton's about to turn on Edge. Edge catches him, and then he eliminates Randy Orton. Roman Reigns and Edge go to the apron. They fight. They're both over the ropes. Reigns eliminates Edge, so Edge is out. Comes down to Drew McIntyre and Roman Reigns. They go back and forth. They knew McIntyre is winning this thing. Hits a brutal Claymore kick to Roman Reigns. Throws him out. Drew McIntyre wins the 2020 Royal Rumble, and he will go on to face Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 36 in Tampa, Florida. It's pretty obvious, and they did it well. So Great moment for Drew McIntyre. That's how the Royal Rumble ended. Drew McIntyre was a guy who was fired from the WWE in 2014. He kept saying, "I will be back there. I'll be back." I thought, no, they're not going to bring him back. He's done. They don't bring guys back usually after you fire him and you're a jobber. He was in 3MB. 6 years later, he makes his return, and he wins the 2020 Royal Rumble, and he's going on to main event WrestleMania against Brock Lesnar. That's pretty good.